For a double pinch pot, you're creating two equal pots to put together to make a hollow form. I squeeze the clay. Because I'm using a large amount here, it's hard to just roll it into it. Before I perfect one ball, I just want to make sure it feels like I'm holding the same amount of clay. I want to be thinking about what shape I'm making. If I want to make a round, perfect sphere double pinch pot, then I'm making my two halves wider, so it's like half of a sphere. And if I want my double pinch pot to be longer, then I want to keep my pinch pot a little more narrow and kind of focus on keeping it deep. The circumference or width of my circles should be the same. You can see here a bump. I want to blend that all to make it smooth. I'm going to get one section wet at a time, and using my scraping tool, I'm going to blend the clay together. Getting it wet in one area at a time is really important. It's also scraping off some of the extra clay so it's not so heavy. What's important is I usually go about 3-finger widths wide and then blend it that way. It's not too much at once, which keeps it strong, and it stays wet. You need to be careful not to scrape too deep because I don't want to make a hole. I'm just gently scraping along the seam where the two meet. I can also take this extra stuff and patch it in the next spot. And that could be like my putty so that there's no dent there. Now I'm all blended, so I want to make sure I'm getting my shape, whatever shape I want. If I were going to keep this a sculpture, let's say turn it into a football, and I didn't want it to be in a container, I must poke a hole so that the air escapes. If I'm doing a lid, I still blend them together, and then I'm going to cut my lid where I want it, and I'm going to cut it like a jigsaw so that the lid doesn't slip off. That means there's a special notch somewhere on my lid. Having it be part of my design would really show a lot of thought and craftsmanship. I want mine to be taller, so I'm just kind of gently rolling it. See that little dent there? Can't seem to smooth it out, so I'm going to put what I scraped in other places and smooth it in there. I'm making the Phillie Phanatic. So I'm going to add his, I don't know what you call it, a snout? And I'm going to attach it there, but I'm going to cut my lid first. So I know where I'm attaching it since I already made my score marks, and now I'm going to get a pin tool to cut my lid. I want my lid to be a little more hidden here, so it's going to go under the snout and then across. My pin tool, I'm pushing all the way through. I can feel the empty part of my double pinch pot, and I'm just gently sliding it across. Come from the front to the back so it matches up. Now when I take this out, you'll see there's some extra clay here a little bit in the seams. I don't want to lose the shape of my jigsaw notch, all right? So it's important that I don't take out or change the shape of that. And I can clean all this up next art class, but right now I'm just getting the extra pieces that are really sticking out. And you can see my original seam here. Might be a lot of extra clay inside there, so you can smooth it out by carving out some of that extra clay. And also that'll make the seam stronger because you're blending the two pieces together on the inside too. All right, so it's time to clean up. I need to save my work where I'm at. I want to attach that on, but I don't want my lid to stick. So I'm going to use one single wet wipe as the in-between so it doesn't stick. I don't need to wrap my container completely, but I do want to lay at least one or maybe two pieces of damp wet wipes on top, and then I'm going to put it in my bag, making sure my name is visible on the top.